Okay, we have to make this quick. I don't have a lot of time. So you know how in my last video I was talking about how I accidentally entered into a contest with my coworker to see who could get to 100 books first? And then I went on to say that I was feeling pretty confident having finished 12 books already in the month of January. Turns out that he's already finished about 40 books, but in my defense, the timing was really unfair because he had a week off, and the week that he had off happened to be the week that I started school, so he sped up as I slowed down, and it was just real unfair. But enough of excuses, I've kind of had to change my tactics a little bit. So, in order to compensate for my lack of numbers at this point, I've started to read a lot shorter books, so that's what I'm going to make a video about today. So if you guys have problems with reading or get intimidated by longer books, these are some really good recommendations for books that don't take long to finish, but they pack a good punch. They're good reads, and I would recommend them to anybody. So to start things off, I'm going to go with Neil Gaiman's Ocean at the End of the Lane. This story is about truths, wonderful and terrible, that children know and adults kind of don't. It shows how our lives are shaped by our childhoods and what we gain from that, and also what we pay. Equal parts sweet, sad, and spooky. Next up, Sam Maggs, A Fangirl's Guide to the Galaxy. This one is all about fan culture and specifically about how girls and women experience it. It's all about owning your nerdiness and owning that you're a fangirl, because you can be a fangirl, a feminist, and a force to be reckoned with. The next one is Citizen by Claudia Rankine. This is one of the best books that you've ever wanted not to read. It's all about what it means to be a black citizen in the US. This one's also particularly relevant considering it is Black History Month. Next one up is Eve Ensler's The Vagina Monologues, essentially hailed as the Bible for a new generation of women. Talks about female sexuality and all of its complexity and mystery. This is not your mother's feminism. Another one by Eve Ensler is I Am an Emotional Creature. This one is all about the perspectives of women from around the world and kind of calls out to the reader to defend human rights at every level. Apparently I'm on an Eve Ensler kick because the next one's also by her. It's a memory, a monologue, a rant, and a prayer. This one's actually edited by her. It's a collection of loads of different people talking about it, and I can't really do it justice because it covers pretty much everything under the spectrum of feminism. Very good read. This next one is by David Levithan. You might know it, Boy Meets Boy. It's a very cutesy tale, and it kind of talks about human sexuality in high school. It's funny and uplifting in only a way that David Levithan can deliver. Next one is The Tent by Margaret Atwood. It's a collection of funny and insightful stories, and it has some pretty awesome illustrations in it as well. It's all about the life and opinions of Margaret Atwood, and it is delivered both as entertaining and as serious. The next one might be short, but it is very heavy, and that is Sold by Patricia McCormick. It's about the sexual slavery of a young girl told in verse, and it does not shy away from the harshness of life in a brothel, but it also makes a point of emphasizing the relationships that the young girl makes while she's there. The next one is 10 Billion by Stephen Emmett. It covers population growth and distribution of resources, and also the impact that it has on the environment. And this one does not hold back about how bad the situation is. There is no sugarcoating. And it is a really quick read because not a lot of the pages have too much writing on them, and in fact some of them are just pictures. The next one is Ordinary Sins by Jim Hayden. This one's kind of like people watching in book form, to be honest. And the characters you meet throughout the story will start to kind of remind you of yourself and your own little quirks. Hayden portrays people with a kind of gentle humor that makes you want to forgive, or maybe even approve of, your dark side. And the last one on the list is Out of the Silent Planet by C.S. Lewis. You might recognize the name as the guy who wrote Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So this is the first book in his space trilogy, and it concerns Dr. Ransom, who has been kidnapped and flown to a different planet with the means of becoming a human sacrifice. He manages to escape his captors, but now he has to survive on this foreign planet that is both interestingly and kind of disturbingly different and similar to Earth. But anyway, that's all I have time for, guys. I really have to get back to reading, so I will see you next week, hopefully with higher numbers. Bye.